Okay, I'm back. I went over to Bubbles Live and found out that Mary was also live. Mary's Life channel. She was live as well, so I gotta at the same time I was live and Bubbles was live. So I have to go back and watch the beginning of Bubbles' video and all of Mary's video. And I came back because Bubbles live is over, and she might be back on later. So I'm not sure if I'll be up or not for that. I'm gonna try and go to bed. I'm gonna try and go to bed by 10 o'clock tonight. That's what I'm gonna try to do. So, but if you're up later, you might want to keep an eye out for Bubbles coming on. I'm thinking I'm gonna be here for probably an hour. That's my plan. I got one more load of laundry in the dryer right now. I'm going to save the other loads of wash for either tomorrow or Tuesday. Still working on this page, and you can't see what I'm working on it. Shoot. These double page things are a problem. And I need an overhead. I need to hook up my overhead camera. How much of this bird is brown? I still have some things I need to clear off the bed because I don't know if you're like me, but I like putting things like my bed's all made and everything, and it winds up being like another surface to kind of work around organizing stuff, putting things until I can figure out where it's supposed to go, and I have to clear off the bed. That's one more thing I have to do tonight. So, some clothes to put away. I'm gonna put on. I was watching this video that's somewhat concerning. Feeling bad, but I don't want to talk about that kind of stuff right now. Where am I? I want, even though I can't, I wonder if I could. I suppose I could just use the. I don't really want to, but I suppose I could use the. Except I have to turn on my speaker. Helps me relax. So coloring in Kirby Rosanna's Kaleidomorphia. This is a double page. I started working on it this morning, and no idea why. I don't know. I seem to be stuck in this book, and so I don't know. Maybe we'll actually finish this book in a month or so. The way I'm going at it, I don't know. I just seem to be in a mood for it. I might switch to some bold and easy coloring a little bit, perhaps. So I was saying in my previous live that I was listening to, or I was in a live this morning, watching a live by Creative Paula, who created that coloring book I did a flip through of yesterday. She seems like a really sweet person, and really, she's got some skills. Just watching her marker work, and so I'm kind of gonna try and learn from her. And I put on the post that I did of her video this morning, I put it on my community wall, and I think I also included her Amazon store page. So she is presently in Ecuador. So I think some of the things that are in there, I'm not sure like how it would show up when you clicked on it. I did click one thing on her list, and it was okay. Like it went to, a U.S. store, and it was fine. But some things with what they were worded, I wasn't, and they looked like they were a brand that's kind of like, I don't know, like she purchased it from another region's Amazon store or something. So I'm not sure how that will show up, but we'll just try it out and see. I'm wondering if I'm actually not getting some people's notifications, I wonder if that's a thing. Actually looking on my other computer here. In part, because I'm looking for a Jason Lewis Mind the Men video that I was watching and listening to. Mostly like kind of watching, it was like background watching, because it has nice visuals on it. I think, I don't know, I'm trying to use all Derwent Lightfast pencils on this, but I may veer off a little bit. I got my Caran d'Ache pencils out because I'm thinking I might want to use them for some of this. Not sure what this blue is like. I don't really want to go bright colors with this particular page, I think. I don't want to put any bright colors in it until I'm sure of all the background things or whatever, or the major objects. Then I make them, I don't know, somewhat realistic. This seems like a more kind of realistic page than the other ones. I don't know why I'm so in the mood for Kirby lately, but it's gonna go. I want the white or the White. No, this is Oyster. And I wanted to use these because I'm not sure. I haven't really used these since I got them. Like, I've used one or two pencils and used them just on pages where I predominantly had used other brands of pencils. And so I wanted to see how these work just by themselves. And something interesting that Paula said this morning was that um, she said she probably won't do, too much of her sketchbook or um, coloring in her coloring book um, in her videos because while she is, she makes her living as an artist and she does, painting, acrylic and watercolor. She said she doesn't do oil anymore, but she said that she probably won't do that because doodling in her sketchbook and coloring in coloring books is like a very relaxing practice for her. It's something she does just for herself, and I found that to be like, yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense to me. That sometimes why, I don't know, because I do it for a relaxing practice. You know, I'm not someone who does art for a living or anything like that, but it definitely, like, I color to relax. And so I totally understood that. And I thought that was really cool that she said that because she finds also, I think, that the coloring and the doodling actually help her when she goes to do, her art. So, which I'm finding for me, like I said, I feel like some things are opening up in my brain with looking at these objects in coloring books and coloring them and getting an idea of the shapes and the forms and things like that. I think that's where my bubble people came out of, was that getting a sense of shape and form after coloring in coloring books for the past couple years, because I never did that kind of drawing before. And when I sat down one day and started sketching, that was what was coming out of me, and I was like, well, that's different. And I don't think that would have happened if I hadn't been coloring in coloring books. So, and it might be a little too much blue, but I don't know. I have a feeling I'm going to be getting a white pen out and kind of putting it on a few things in here. Like these tops, I feel like, I don't know that I really want to do them. I don't know. I almost feel like I want to put acrylic paint or something on them to make the caps really look cappy. I don't know. The colors just a little different. Really glad I don't have to go to work this week. I need some time to catch up. Need to do that one. It's a little bit much. Okay. A little blue on his face. A little bit. And these are like really fat pencils too, but I'm going to do as much as I can without going to another pencil brand. Just so I can get an idea of what this does, you know. So this foot. I almost feel like I need to get a couple of the is it Color Blend or Color Fast? whatever they're called. They're the hard um, sister to these. The hard. These are soft lead, and the other ones are like hard lead. And I almost feel like I need to get a couple to see how they work together. Thinking about it. I'm thinking about it as I've been working in here, wondering how they work together. Something weird. Some forestry stuff with this. Seems to be. Getting glasses on. So today I had a salad. And I had a spring mix, lettuce mix, and with a little bit of roasted chicken. And then I had grapes, fried onions, fried them until they were kind of crispy. Sliced apple, grapes. What else do I have on there? Hemp seeds, and carrots, and then dressing. It was pretty good. I think parts of that lettuce were kind of strange, but I can't get the picture of this thing. I need some green. But it was really good once I got, the strange parts of the lettuce out the way. I'm gonna have to blend this with a pencil because this is looking weird to me. And then I also made I had some spinach that I wanted to use so it wouldn't go bad, and I wanted to make a cheesy spinach soup. So I made one of those a little differently than like I normally would. So I was kind of just trying to use up whatever I had so it wouldn't spoil. And I didn't have any butter that was thawed out because I have butter in the freezer. So I actually use oil for the base. I use olive oil of all things. Olive oil and flour, and I don't know, that might have made it healthier. And I used vegetable bouillon, and I kind of had made a mistake and like put a whole bunch of water in there at first, but I let it, after I made the roux. But I just kind of let it boil down, and then I put some cheese in there. A lot of cheese, actually. I was trying to use up. And I kind of cubed it or whatever and put it in gradually and stirred it to see how thick it was going to make the soup, if it was going to help it thicken up a little, and it did. And I kind of just had it cooking while I was frying those onions for my salad. But it's just strange looking color. I'm gonna blend. Or I wonder if those onions. Might do it. And I ate my salad, did a few other things, and went back to the soup, which I had it turned off after it got to it. After all the cheese melted and it got to a certain thickness, I just could have turned the heat off and let it sit. I had added onion powder and some dried lovage that I have. Lovage is an herb that I never heard of before until I ordered a plant from this place called Richter Herbs out of Canada. And I planted the seeds in my back. Well, I actually winter sowed the seeds and planted the seedlings in my yard, like close to the house, like the herb garden area. And so these were some dried leaves from a previous year and I put some of that in the soup because the lovage seems to go with everything. It has like a peppery celery kind of flavor, peppery celery parsley kind of flavor when it's dried. When you have it fresh, it tastes like black pepper and celery. It's really good. It tastes good in everything. But so that was sitting on the stove for a while, a couple hours I think, and I went back to it when I was downstairs changing out my laundry, and excuse me, I added just like maybe a half a teaspoon of turmeric because I wanted it to be more yellow because that vegetable bouillon was brown, so it kind of looked like gravy. The soup looked like gravy, which is okay because it tasted good, but I just wanted, and I also, because turmeric helps reduce inflammation, and it also, turmeric needs to have, for it to really work, it has to be with a fat, with something that has fat in it, so whether it's like whole milk or oil or something like that. So I figured, well, this would be perfect to put this in the soup because I started it with olive oil. So I put half a teaspoon of turmeric in there, and then I also added some evaporated milk. I don't know how much, probably like, I don't know, maybe an eighth of a cup or something, because I just kind of poured it from a tiny hole. But to give it more fat for the turmeric to kind of work with, and to kind of give it the soup a little more body, since it was made mostly with water. How do we feel about these leaves on the side? Well, I got a place. Take a little out of place. Let's peel off this label. So, I haven't eaten any of it. I don't think I'm going to eat any tonight. But it'll probably be better tomorrow anyway. And I saw a recipe on YouTube for like a quick bread that I think maybe I'll try and make that tomorrow to go with it. So I got dinner for tomorrow already. I used up my cheese and I used up my spinach, so used them up before they spoiled. With that kind of quick bread recipe that I saw online, it's like so easy. I can actually remember it in my head. That's pretty wild. All they did was they put flour, they put a pan of water, like a frying pan of water, like it had maybe like up to like a half inch up the side of the frying pan. Then they poured like, I don't know, 1 or 2 cups of flour in it, and they just kind of, kind of stirred, not judiciously. They just kind of like, flipped around the flour in the boiling water, and it balled up, right? And then they took it out of the frying pan, and kind of rolled it like dough into a ball, and then they like took pieces off of it and like rolled it into a ball and flattened it. Filled the frying pan with oil and put those flat pieces of dough in the frying pan of oil. And they were so freaking cute. They kind of puff up, and then you get a nice golden brown on the outside. And like she had to flip it over too. And the inside was flaky. So, and I think she probably did add like salt or something to them, like that. But yeah, so I think I'm gonna try that tomorrow. It was almost like a kind of a quickie version of Native American fry bread, which actually isn't. Well, it's not. It's not like from the beginning of time Native American recipe, but it's something that they started making because of rations or whatever they got from the government. They had to figure out what to do with it. You know, it's like, well, we gotta make something to eat. What do we do with this? We've got plenty of flour. So they started making fry bread, and now fry bread is like a thing. It's a thing. And I think I don't know. Excuse me. I think it must be mostly like kind of Midwest and West, not so much an Eastern indigenous thing. But let's see. But I think I want everything in here to be kind of snow capped. So I gotta figure out how to color the ground and to allow for that. So in my head, I think I have to picture what did it look like in March, like 10 years ago, or 20 years ago, because it doesn't seem to do that anymore. Where you get those thaws where you see snow and you see some ground peeking through and some grass peeking through. We get so much, I don't know, it keeps warming up so much during the winter that we don't get that kind of sight in the way so as consistently as we used to. I don't know if that's going to change or what, but it's kind of funny. I kind of miss that. I miss the snow cover. I miss having consistent snow cover. And that nice feeling we get when things suddenly start to thaw. It's always like a special kind of feeling. And now it's kind of annoying because when it keeps thawing in the middle of winter, we get mud. I don't like mud. If it were snow, then we wouldn't have any mud. We just have, snow. Snow is cleaner than mud. I figure out what color I'm making that. And see, all these things on here seem like it's ice. And I think I'm going to be using a marker or acrylic paint to like kind of add that to this. Something I haven't done before. And like it's down here on this, that little point. It's not somewhere else on the ends of this. Figure out what color to do her hair. I don't know why I made her dress purple, but I did. Oh, more trees. Oh, I don't think I meant to use that one. Too late now. I do that in there. I need to do some in there. So today I watched one episode of a show called Happy Endings, which I only watched it because one of the writers for the series, he had a very interesting childhood, and yeah, her dad was not a nice person. Her mother, I can't remember her name. It's a very simple name. It's Jackie something. But her mother died from complications of diabetes when she was, I don't know, did she say she was like 9 years old or something like that? And her dad was looking to remarry, and so and this was like, I don't know, I guess this must have been, I don't know, the 70s or something like that. There was no internet then. And he got these catalogs for like, looking for mail order brides or whatever. And he actually had his kids, her sister and brother, looking with him at those catalogs to find their next mother, which really, that was kind of how he put it. And he picked one out, and she came over to live, with them, and got married by the Justice of the Peace. And he immediately left to go to work. Like, I guess he had supposedly worked like out of town and overseas and stuff like that, and he just left. He left his kids with this woman that he didn't really know. And she was from the Philippines. And I mean, it could have turned out okay. It could have, but except, like, how would you feel if you came over as a mail order bride, you marry the man, and then he leaves you with his kids? Like, what is that? like for a month. He was gone for a month. And it turns out she didn't really want to be a mother. Which is kind of a problem because she had 3 kids now to take care of. What color am I going to make that? What if I made this red? What would happen? Red or yellow? And, what's this stuff here? Excuse me, I don't know what color to make that either. Making everything green, it seems. So, yeah, so she didn't, the new wife didn't really like the kids at all, but here the kids were left with her, and he was like way far away. And kind of, I mean, it doesn't sound like she wasn't physically abusive or anything, but she just was kind of mean. And this one woman who wound up writing for this TV show, Happy Endings, she said to the woman, she goes, "Well, do you want me to call you mom?" You know, like she was really invested in, like, making, her, making the woman feel comfortable, and also like having her as a mom. And no, that was not a thing. She says no. And she told her first name. She goes, just call me, whatever. She's like, no, I ain't buying into this mother thing. So that's how these kids were raised with this woman. And then, come to find out, their father, their father was actually had a whole nother family in the Philippines. Kids, like, not wife, because I don't think he was really married, but like, he was in a committed relationship with a woman in the Philippines with kids. She had kids from him. And he was leaving his kids alone with the mail order bride that he married, Very strange. He's an awful person. And so the Filipino wife who was here, she filed for divorce, of course, and I can't remember how old the kids were at the time, but I think they were like young adults by then. And the father didn't even show up to court. It was like, yeah, whatever, okay. And like his kids are still there with this woman, have been raised by this woman. So raised, I use it loosely. And so she winds up, because their mother who died left the house to the kids, basically. And so the mail order bride wife sued the kids because the husband wasn't replying to anything, concerning the divorce. He was just like not dealing with it at all. And so he like basically let his kids like pay for his divorce. What a horrible father. Oh, it's just awful. Just so awful. I can't believe like that. Well, I guess I can believe, but what a horrible thing to do. What a horrible thing to do to your kids. What a horrible thing to do to somebody who comes over here to, be your wife. Like, I don't know. That's just awful. And it turns out this woman, the screenwriter or whatever, she actually had a show, like a kind of a cartoon adult animated show that she wrote that was kind of about the situation. And that's how I found out about this, actually. And the show never came to air because um, it was supposed to be a comedy, and there's nothing funny about the situation at all. Nothing funny about it. Um, yeah, just bizarre. That's why I wound up going to find out because I found out that she actually had told her story on this podcast, This American Life. And so I went to listen to it because I'm like, oh my goodness, this is like, what was behind this? Why, I wanted to find out the full story. So I went and looked for the podcast and listened to it. I listened to it this morning. I don't like that being. But I saw there was a YouTube video about TV shows that never made it to air, and that was one. And it was because that had everybody in an uproar. It had the Filipino community in an uproar. They're like, no, you're not showing that. You're not showing that as something to be representative of our culture, because Filipino Americans are not, mean like that lady was. It also sends off just a whole lot of bad messages about the whole mail order bride thing and him having a family in the Philippines with somebody else. Or was it the Philippines or Thailand? It might have been Thailand. Like he went to some other South Asian country to. Oh, what a horrible person. It's awful. I just can't believe anybody would do that to their kids. Almost makes me wonder, like, did he actually kill his first wife? Or did he just kill her by nature of just being an asshole? Sorry, excuse my language, but I think that's the only word for him. That's just horrible. Leaving your kids with somebody they don't even know and you don't even really know. And paying and filing for somebody to come over to this country and you just totally leave them. And you leave them with responsibilities in a country they don't even know. There's so many ways that the whole thing is just wrong. Wrong on every side. Just wrong. So I hope that woman, well, it's kind of weird that she thought that would be a good TV show. Whoa. But I hope that she has had some therapy, because that's sad. Makes you wonder about people. How can they be so awful? Let's say that in life, the best thing about life, people are the best thing and the worst thing about life. I don't know, even now, I might say, I don't even know if they're the best thing. Animals are the best thing. I don't know. That was quite a story, though. It was called, we happen to want to listen to it. I wish it were longer, and I feel like I need to hear more from her, but it was from thisamericanlife.org, and it was the show Switcheroo, or the segment called Switcheroo, which I don't even know why it was called Switcheroo. How does that make sense? What was switched? I don't know. I don't know what's going on with Restream's music right now. But I feel like it might be the same thing that people have been experiencing when they've been trying to have lives and have panels of people on it. They've been getting like a lot of, I don't know, skipping and whatever on the sound. They better not act up. I just paid for the yearly plan today because I figured like you pay for it for a year with this special that they had. You actually get you're paying $10 a month. I was like, okay, well that's kind of like hard to resist, so I did it because I seem to be using it. So although I don't really use it, well, right now don't seem to be using it much for color alongs or anything like that, but I am using it in part for some video storage, and I think it's worth it to me for that. There are so many trees in this thing. Normally that would keep me from coloring a page like this. Oh yeah, there's so many trees. But I seem to be in this mode where it's like I don't care, just, you know, I don't know. Where that's not bothering me. What time is it? 6:58. Can we finish the trees? Oh, we still got stuff over in this corner too. We have a bridge. We could make that some kind of bright color. Make it red. Like a red brick bridge. Let's see. Where's some mallard green? Is this it? It's basil. Yeah, because I think I want to put white on the tips of these, like for snow. I didn't feel like I had the skill to figure out how to color that in with pencils, as I was doing the tree. I was like, I don't know if I can do that. That won't be fun for me. So, it's something I realized today. I think in part when I was watching Creative Paula's video live, is that I could use my Tan acrylic markers in the bold and easy coloring books, and I think I'm going to try that. since I tried that one page using the Cougar acrylic pen markers that have like a smaller tip. I think I'm gonna try using the Tanmet ones. I also need to watch some more of her videos and try and figure out how she got some of the effects she did, or like she actually shows it really. To look at how she gets some of the effects that she did in the Bold and Easy coloring books she was coloring in. But she said she's actually the one thing I mentioned about her making prints of her work. I don't know if I said this earlier or not, but she said she is going to her plan is to make a video to show how you do that, how you can get a print of something that you did in your sketchbook. Get a print made of it that you can hang on your wall. So I'm looking forward to that because that was precisely the question I had and I wanted to ask her. And she wound up saying before I could even ask her that she was going to do that. So we'll be on the lookout for that video. Lights are so good on there. They look kind of nice just like that, but I don't know how to. I suppose I could leave them that way. They do look kind of cool like that. How would I? Excuse me. I don't think that would be too distracting. Check and see if anybody else is live. I can just hang out in the chat or work in the clouds while I continue to color. Because I need to get up and walk around a little bit. Take care of that stuff on the bed. I kind of like that. Does it make it look like the trees are dead? No, I kind of like that though. I'm feeling like I want to color bold and easy right now. Uh-oh. It's all this. It's like the more I finish, the more I see other things stick out. It's like, no. I think we're going to make these more like the ones on the other side. At the bottom. This is Lichen Green. I just realized, I wonder if Dee Dee Willingham usually goes live on Mondays. I wonder if she's going to go live tomorrow. should actually be able to watch it. So at home. Comes work. Oh, it's kind of sloppy. Oh wow. Mhm. So I have to make a new box tomorrow for my coloring books. I've gotten so many this month. Organize them. And get primary access to the ones I seem to be using now. Wood. Oh my god, there's more of the tree. I just realized that. It said the more you color, the more you find more of the same thing that you were coloring. And you think you're done, and it's like, oh no, there's more. Can't quite tell. Can't tell what that is. I would imagine it would have to be this though, right? Has to be more tree. I think we're just gonna color this in. Figure it out somehow. Would it have to be the whole thing? It's a whole mishmash. Yeah, because there's another leaf. Yeah, I think I'm gonna just color that whole thing in the bottom. Outside with that. Whoop, there's another one. You know what? I think I used the forest green, not the lichen green on this part, but that's okay. But there's a hand. Oh, there's one over in the corner. Yeah, see, I was thinking, you put all this work into some of these pages. I wouldn't mind having a print of some of them. I think actually, particularly some of the mandalas, might be nice to have as a small print or a series of them and put them on the wall. More trees. Some of that one. Oh, there's another one. Oh, this bottom one. That looks weird. More trees. Find the trees. There. More there. So, I'll keep it busy. I don't know what this is in the corner here. Let's see it right there. So I'm probably going to color that like a flower. My goodness. I wrote to myself. I don't know what that was. Oh, this was the animals running page. I don't need that really, because I'm pretty much done with those. But this is the mountain page. And okay, that's really cool. Oh, I just realized this is water. Hmm. So I need to do this part all like something that's snow capped. So maybe I could color whatever the ground is up to the very top, and then leave like the tops of these pretty much to make white. So I'm thinking. Let's decide on how to color the water. Which I'm thinking again, I could maybe do blue and then go over it with a white marker or acrylic paint, like the lines, you know. Mm, it is. Okay, 24. Another bird to color. I guess it's round. Okay, that's it for me for today. Thanks for watching, and have a good rest of your night.